I'm all ears. I'm happy to talk to people, but due to me being sent viruses in the past and being spammed, I never check on any links or copy and paste or anything like that. I will talk and that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm all ears. You had something to say to me, so I'm willing to listen, sir.
Well, I sent you the message on WhatsApp, and that's most of the research. Did you read the text at least?
I've just told you I don't actually click on links because I've been sent stuff with viruses on the past, so I have a rule. I never click on anything.
Right.
So I'm happy to listen. If you've got anything to say to me, I've got a Bible here. I'm willing to listen.
Yeah, okay. You asked me to give you some references during our discussion, which, by the way, I found it really difficult to hear what you were saying, and I think I owe you an apology for interrupting you so much, but I think that was part of it. Let me just get, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go into the other room a second, because
Yes, of course.
What I sent you up on my screen.
Yes, I will do one thing at a time, very slowly.
Yeah.
But what topic did you want to discuss?
Just a minute, I'm moving rooms.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to read. If you haven't opened the WhatsApp, I'll read to you what I wrote.
No, just deal with one. What is this about, first of all?
Well, it's about our conversation last week.
Which was what? I speak to so many people, I cannot possibly remember what we were talking about. What is this?
Sorry, it was about the divine name in the New Testament,
right?
The great scriptures.
Got you. Okay. There are no New Testament documents, to my knowledge. There's 5,800 approximate New Testament documents. Some of them are tiny scraps of papyrus. Not one of them has the divine name Yahweh, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, or Jehovah or Yahweh in it. So why is the word Jehovah in the New Testament, sir?
Well, right. First of all, I disagree with what you've just said, based on the research I've done. Now, I can't tell you all the things I sent you on the WhatsApp if you're not willing to look at them.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm quite willing to look, but one single thing at a time. Just show me one bit of evidence, because I don't care what people think or what people feel. I'm only interested in evidence. Just give me one bit of evidence for the word Jehovah being in a original New Testament document. One of the 5,800 documents. It isn't there.
Just a minute. Hold on.
Thank you.
Okay, let me see. Oh, by the way, you asked about other things other than that as well, didn't you?
Let's deal with one thing at a time, very slowly.
Okay.
Just one thing at a time and one fact at a time. And thank you. Thank you for your patience with me.
Right, just a minute. The trouble is, I can't remember all these, but I've got them all written down. And they're all
just one. Just give me one bit of evidence.
Well, let me tell you this one. Hold on. You will have probably seen the appendix on the website of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, there are. This is Appendix C4. It's entitled Translations and Reference Works Supporting the Use of the Divine Name in the New Testament. There are about 300 of them listed, and they're all J numbers, like I believe you've looked at some of them.
They're
before.
all irrelevant. All the J documents are completely irrelevant because they're translations.
No, I don't think you should say that. This is, you haven't looked at them all. You can't possibly say that.
Well, name one.
There's lots of different scholars that have looked at these things. Okay, here's one for you. Gospel of Luke from the Hebrew by Johann Heinrich Raphael Wiesenthal, Berlin, 1851.
Which J number is that?
That would be J15.
Right, so J15 was written in 1851. It's a translation from Greek into Hebrew for the purpose of evangelizing Jewish people. It's totally irrelevant. Because it's not a document written in the 1st or the 2nd or the 3rd century and buried in the desert and then discovered, a New Testament document with the name Jehovah or Yahweh or the Tetragrammaton on it. It's a translation written in 1851 when Queen Victoria was on the throne. And it's not a source document for the New Testament. It's a translation of the Greek scriptures into Hebrew made in 1851. It's totally irrelevant. That's what all the J documents are.
Let me ask you to look at something. I have sent you the link, but if you're not willing to click on it, you'll have to look at it yourself. If you go to Jehovah's Witnesses and type in the search, a lost Bible translation rediscovered, you will find a video about a translation that was rediscovered. Now, it is about, let me see how long that would be.
Just give me the academic references and I can find the library where it is and I can do research from that. I don't do research via videos.
It's from the Trinity Cambridge Library, I think, from memory.
What is the name of the... So I interrupted you, I do beg your pardon.
Sorry. I would have to look at the video again to jot down the references because I didn't do that because I thought you were going to look at it yourself. It's 14 minutes long. It's produced by there's a few PhD scholars from Cambridge that present the program. It's about a lost Bible translation.
A translation? Did you say translation?
Yeah, translation.
Right, that's not relevant. There are 5,800 roughly biblical manuscripts upon which the New Testament is based upon. These are Greek manuscripts. They're not translations. They're the Greek or copies of the original.
Right. Robert, you and I are going to disagree because I can't take this any further unless you're willing to look at the things I've sent.
Well, I'm on your website and I don't know what you want me to do.
Well, if you look at the WhatsApp, you don't have to click on the links. You can copy them and type them in yourself, and that will take you to the places. If you feel uneasy clicking on the links, but it's quite comprehensive. Some of that stuff.
Just give me the reference.
And I can't remember offhand where the references.
Just give me the reference. And I will look it up. I've got a computer in front of me. I can look it up. But I mean, I could give you videos to watch, couldn't I? I could tell you got to read this Christian book and that Christian book and watch this video and that video.
You've asked me the question about the stance of Jehovah's Witnesses using it. So
yes. I'm looking for an academic response where you refer to, you name documents. You name one of the 5,800 documents that has Yahweh or Jehovah or Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, the Tetragrammaton in it. There's not one.
Right. Have you got a pen?
Yes.
I'm going to read out the link to you where these things are discussed and the document references are in and the scholars talk about it.
Why don't you come back to me, do some research, and I'll only do one thing at a time. Why don't you just find 3 bits of evidence for Jehovah being in the New Testament? Just give me 3 bits of evidence. Don't try and aim for giving me 3,000 or 300. Just 3. And then get back to me and reference it properly. And we can look at each of those in turn. I'm quite willing to do that. But, it's up to you to provide proof for your position.
Yes, and I thought I'd done that in the message I'd sent. I just didn't realise the format wouldn't be acceptable to you.
It's not
the normal.
If I go to look, if you go to, sorry, go on.
The normal way of doing things today is to send references with links.
No, it's not.
Steers people. Well,
it's not. If you go to a university, and you're doing a text in a course in biblical criticism or theology, you can't put on the examination paper, "Oh, go to this link, professor, and look at this link. That shows that I'm right." If you write an essay at university, you've got to provide the evidence to support whatever it is you're claiming. You can't tell the professor to go and look at links. Now, what I suggest you do...
But if I did tell the professor to go and look at links, I'm sure that he would.
He wouldn't. He'd put a line through it and fail you. Because in a university, it's up to you to provide claim evidence to support your claim. What I would suggest you do is you listen to my question, all right, which is, can you show me evidence for the Tetragrammaton, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, or Yahweh or Jehovah, being in any one of the 5,800 New Testament documents? Translations such as the Vulgate or the Peshitta or the J documents are irrelevant because they're translations. So we're looking at...
Did you say irrelevant or relevant?
They're irrelevant. They're of no consequence at all. Because anyone could write a translation. I could write if I was rich, I could write a translation in Spanish or French or German. I could pay money to have it written, and I could decide, well, instead of using the word Jehovah, let's use the word, and I could make up some crazy name that is not God's name. I could put the word. I don't want you to be blasphemous. I could put some crazy name down and then publish it in the year 225, and we could call it J26.
You could, and
it doesn't. That's not proof. That's not.
That's a reason.
That's not a document that is a textual proof for the New Testament. That's merely a translation that's been altered by me because I think, well, I'd like it to say. This, I want to make little changes to the text because I like those changes.
Let me put this to you then. If I gave a reference to you of the Tetragrammaton being used in Greek, say even before the 1st century,
no,
would that be good enough?
No, because the New Testament.
What's good enough to you is the Septuagint, isn't it?
The Septuagint is not the New Testament. It's a translation of the Old Testament.
Yes, that's right.
I said the New Testament. We know that we know that occasionally the divine name is in the Septuagint. I've no problem with that. It's very, very rare though, and it's probably a later copy that included that. But you need to listen to what I'm saying. Where do you find the divine name Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, Jehovah or Yahweh, in the New Testament? Now,
okay, I'll look at my references again.
And choose the best three. Choose the best three and we'll look at each one in turn. I can't look at them all at the same time. I get some people who want to... I've spoken to some people. I remember there was a Seventh-day Adventist. We were talking about tithing. And immediately started talking very quickly. Tithing, Malachi 3:10, Matthew 23. It was like someone commenting on a horse race. He was trying to give me as many verses as he could. He gave about 7 or 8 verses in 40, 50 seconds. And you can't dialogue that way. It's best to say, as this Seventh-day Adventist did, Robert, I believe Christians are under a tithe today. There is a command to pay a tithe today. Okay. I said, let's look at one verse at a time, and he refused to do it. He wanted to give me 8 or 9 verses all at the same time in rapid succession, so quickly I couldn't write them down. And it was all so quick, and he was there being a little bit insulting and a little bit trying to bully me, that we couldn't even look at the text. But the way to study anything is to say, look, I believe this, you believe that. Let's understand each other's position. Okay, now we understand it. You believe this. Give me your 3 best arguments, and let's look at one of those very, very slowly in turn. Doesn't that make sense?
It does, and I think that the references I've given you do exactly that. But I also feel that you won't accept them.
How can you? I won't accept what?
The things I've.
I don't know what you've written because you can't explain yourself. It will be helpful for you to learn how to explain yourself and how to put across what you believe in a succinct form. I'm willing to listen, but I want your 3 best arguments.
Did you read what I sent you?
For the 4th time, no, because I don't click on links. Because if I do that once, I do it twice, I do it 3 times, and I've had so much spam from people, I just put people on block.
Did you read the message that I sent you? Not
No,
the links.
I don't. I'm not here to read messages.
So you haven't looked at anything I sent you?
I'm happy to talk and listen to anything you've got to say now. If you've got anything to say to me, you talk to me, because I have a rule, and the rule is I will only dialogue with people in a 2-way conversation. It's called a dialogue. Anything that's a monologue where I'm being preached at, where someone sends me a book to read or someone sends me links or videos to look at, I delete it unread. And I've done that for Muslims, for Seventh-day Adventists, for Mormons, for evangelical Christians. And I say to them, I'm willing to talk to you in a 2-way dialogue. Let me understand you first, what you're saying, and then give me your 3 best arguments. I don't want 30 arguments. I don't want 50 arguments. I don't want 150 arguments. Just give me your very best argument. Let's look at that. And then we'll look at your second best argument. Let's look at that. And then your third. And I'm saying that to you now. I'm willing to look. What is the best argument you've got? I'm willing to look at it right now.
Well, I'm not willing to do it right now. I've spent so much time on this, and I need to go back in and write down the references this time, because I didn't think that you would, that you wouldn't look at them.
I am willing to look at them. I'm willing to look at them. I'm willing to look at them in what's called a dialogue. But if you're going to just send me stuff, that's called monologue, where I'm being preached at. And I've been in that situation hundreds of times before with Seventh-day Adventists and Mormons and evangelical Christians who just want to preach at me. And they talk very quickly. They talk and they use all these Bible verses. They're not listening to me. They're just talking at me in monologue. So my rule is I never, ever engage in anything where I'm being preached at. I will only ever do what's called a 2-way dialogue. I mean, that's what your book, what's the new book you've got? Enjoy Life Forever. That's what your book, Enjoy Life Forever, is all about. It's saying we got to learn how to actually dialogue with people and answer people's questions slowly, rather than just preach at people and give people a huge amount of information. I remember once, it's a long time ago, it's back in the 1980s, I got baptized in a church, and then I fell away from the Christian church. It's a long story. I met a cult person on a tube train from what's called the London Church of Christ. And I had I contacted somebody at the British Telecom Christian Association, or some Christian society at British Telecom where I was working. And he sent me a letter of about, 20, 25 pages. And he had all these long lists. And it was just too much information. I just threw it away. If you want to talk to someone, right, listen to them and give them one bit of information that's presented really well. One bit of information is far more effective in making a person think than literally 25 pages with hundreds of verses and hundreds of arguments. Just too much information. I mean, I don't think I threw the letter away immediately. I think I kept it for a bit. I did appreciate the trouble the guy had gone to, but it was just too much information. You want to give people one bit of information. And my policy is I won't talk to people unless it's dialogue. So anything that's monologue, I refuse to get involved. And just do one thing at a time, I'm willing to listen.
Okay, give me some time and I'll get back to you then.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes, of course, sir. Thank you very much for your trouble. Thank you so much. And I will listen if you phone me and we have a conversation. It would be best to send me a text, though, the day before and say I'm phoning you at this or that time, because...
Yeah.
And just think of the 3 best arguments. But, the Septuagint is not the New Testament. It's a translation of the Old Testament. My question is concerning the New Testament, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. See you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Kendal, Parkside.